Hey folks, it's Cleo here. We're at Trades Hall for the Women's Conference 2024, talking about some of the challenges for working women in Australia, also talking about some of the massive victories that the union movement and working women had over the last year. Come with us for a fun journey. Let's talk to some cool people. What is your name and what organisation are you from?
My name is Aba. I'm from the AMW's national office and I lead the research and legal team there.
So cool. And what would you like the union movement to achieve for working women over the next, let's say, year?
I think I would like them to understand that not all working women are the same and that we know who working women are that we're talking to when we talk about the solutions that we give to them. So for example, if you have an older woman who has to care for her husband because she can't lift him out of bed properly, that's a different type of worker to a young migrant woman who's here with no family support to raise 3 children. So when we talk about working women, we need to understand who they are. That's what I would like the union movement to win.
Love it. What are some of the recent victories for women in the workplace that come to mind for you?
Parental leave as an entitlement for carers, I think, is a huge win for women because they can now talk about caring for children with their partners in a way they may not have been able to do before because it's a financial win for the family. Yes. I think that's a really, really big one. And for me, that is the most stellar win, actually.
What is your name and your organisation?
I'm Jill. I'm from the Queensland Teachers Union.
Awesome. And what are some of the biggest challenges facing working women in your industry or industries?
There's a few. I would say, obviously, the problem with unpaid work. So the ability of working women, to finish their careers at the same level as men, whether it comes to their actual level in terms of their career, but also their superannuation. We know that women, in particular, are disadvantaged by periods of unpaid work, and that continues to be a problem.
And what would you like to see in the upcoming year for working women in Australia?
Simple. Reproductive leave. That is a win. There's a win for humans. Yes, it will absolutely advantage women. Not advantage, but proportionately provide benefit women. But it is for all of us.
Yeah.
That would be the win.
Do you think there needs to be a shift in the way we think about reproductive leave as not just for women?
Absolutely. In Queensland, that is how we think of it. We think of it as the reproductive system for humans. So, and all that entails in their working life. Absolutely.
That's awesome. What are some of the big victories for working women that come to mind over the last year or so?
Increase to paid parental leave, of course. That is a big win in terms of the amount of weeks. But like all women here, we say there is still work to be done. So that needs to be increased. We need the superannuation paid while they're on that leave, but even back in our state, we need unpaid parental leave as well to be recognised by the employer.
What is your name and what organisation are you from?
My name's Nicole Jess and I'm the President of the Public Service Association for New South Wales.
Awesome. What are the challenges facing working women in your industry or industries?
We have a lot of casualisation. We have over 148 different agencies that we look after. We've got a lot of casualisation and majority of our membership is 62% females, women. So we have that's a major concern for us moving forward, is to get them out of temporary jobs and into permanent positions.
Awesome. What are some of the victories that come to mind for working women over the last year?
So in the last year, we've had a major win in our school support area. Our admin staff that work in our schools in New South Wales. We were able to get nearly 7,000 people permanent jobs. Some of those people have had temporary employment for well over 15 years, some even 20 years. So it's been a massive win for us, and we've got more that we want to do in that area, not just for schools, but in all our other agencies as well.
Yeah, what is something that you want to see in this coming year?
In the coming year, I would like to see, one of the things that we're doing in the PSA is we're looking at domestic violence and the impact that it has on all of our different agencies. We've got our women's conference coming up in September, and it's going and our annual conference, and both conferences are going to be heavily around domestic violence, what we can do to improve that, because as we all know, domestic violence affects majority women in the workplace and children. And one of our, we've got agencies that look after children, childcare responsibilities. It affects every single agency that we look after, and it has such a negative impact, and we really need to make a major change in that area so we can make our workplaces a lot better and our communities as well.
All right, so what is your name, position and organisation?
Hi, I'm Ruth Jelly. I'm the Victorian Assistant Secretary of the NTEU. I represent professional staff in the university sector.
Awesome. And what are some of the massive challenges facing working women in your industry?
Job security has to be the number one issue with women across my sector. There are a lot of people in, I guess we'd say, feminised work, and they're doing a lot of fixed term contracts, and those, because we have exemptions in our award that let the bosses keep us on fixed term contracts forever.
Yes.
And so they are rolling on and on and on. What happens is they don't join the union because they're just waiting for the boss to give them a contract renewal before they will join us.
Oh my God.
Even though if they joined us, we could actually argue, no, you're on an illegal fixed term contract, you're doing ongoing work, this is work that's ongoing required by the university, you should be permanent.
So, but they're too fearful of losing their jobs to join a union, basically.
Yeah, they think there's going to be consequences for them if they join the union and push for better circumstances through the union. They think they just won't get any kind of contract renewal at all.
And what are some of the big victories that come to mind for working women over the last, say, year or so?
One of the biggest victories we've had through the new Fair Work legislation is putting an end to casualisation, particularly with academic work. So what happens in higher education is that our casual academics are only casual for a fixed term period of time, which is different to how the rest of the world works in casual. And so the casuals often don't join the union because they fear they might not, and they might not speak up about wage theft, which has been rampant across our sector, because they fear not being offered the contract again next semester. So they might have been teaching the same unit at the same university for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And once they kick up a fuss, sometimes they'll find that they're not offered the contract again the next time round.
So naughty.
Yeah.
As cheeky as. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that feeds well into the last question, which is, what do you want to see in this coming year?
I would like to see greater improvements on women being able to request flexible working arrangements and not getting knocked back for reasonable business grounds, because we all know that's a lot of BS. And the bosses need to demonstrate that there's going to be an actual financial penalty or something for them that's going to harm the business for these women to be able to either work from home more frequently, adjust their hours to fit around their caring responsibilities, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And so I want to be in a position where our women members don't have to go begging on their hands and knees to get the flexibility they need to live a dignified life.